Up Paleo, where we talk all things nutrition straight up. I'm one of your hosts, Christina Rice. I'm a holistic health coach, nutritional therapy practitioner in training, and the creator of the Paleo Women Lifestyle Program. You can find me on my website and blog, ChristinaRiceWellness.com, as well as on my other podcast, Wellness Realness.
And I'm your other host, Kara Halderman. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner from Dallas, Texas, NLP master practitioner and mindset coach, and creator of careaboutit.com. In this podcast, we'll be discussing all things paleo, health, and nutrition, along with answering questions straight from you.
If you'd like to submit a question for us to answer on the podcast, head to straightuppaleo.com or email us at straightuppaleo@gmail.com.
Remember our disclaimer. Materials in this podcast are only to be used as advice and are not to be used in place of general medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
If you want to support the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a rating and a review on iTunes. Enjoy the show! Hi, Christina.
Hello. Long time no chat.
I know. It's been weeks. It has been weeks. I'm very excited to be back.
You guys, we had to pre-record basically all of our episodes this month because we didn't have time to record this whole month.
We've both been traveling so much.
Yeah.
You've been all over the map.
It's been a doozy. How was Hawaii?
I can't even explain. It's hard to explain, when you feel like you've been somewhere for a month. It was 8 days that I was in Hawaii, and I was there for a retreat. It was kind of like a mindset, spirituality type of retreat. And it's not really what you would think it would be. You probably have an expectation of what that would look like, but it wasn't like that at all. It totally broke all my expectations. And we learned a lot about the Hawaiian culture as well, the ancient Hawaiian culture and a lot of their spiritual practices. And we got to go to a lot of sacred places on the island of Kauai that most people don't know are sacred for a reason, because they hold energetic space and can act as vortexes. It's very weird. We learned about a bunch of cool stuff about the island of Kauai, and it was just 8 days of pure amazingness. And there were a lot of breakthroughs. It was with a group as well, so people were having breakthroughs left and right, and it was just really crazy. And I felt like I was there for over a month, and I just kind of want to live there, honestly. I feel like I
could see you living there.
Everything is so slow, so slowed down, so slowed down. It's so chill. They were joking around saying that houses in Kauai never get built. It takes 2 years to build a house or more, because the construction workers will work for 3 hours of the day, and they're okay, I'm done, come back tomorrow, because everything is so slow. And I'm just I belong here. I belong here.
Yeah, I can see you, because was that your first time?
Yeah, that's my first time ever going.
Oh my gosh. And so, next time you should try different islands to see.
I want to go to
what you like.
Maui. I want to go to Maui. That sounds a good time.
Maui's fun.
Where did you go when you went?
I've been to all the islands, but cool. I would go to the Big Island most often because that's where my family lives. So we'd go to the main island most often. Other than that, usually Kauai or Maui.
So amazing. It was so good. And I don't know, I'm very spiritual when it comes to nature. So being in the water at Kauai was an experience. I can sense the vibration of the water and how healing it was. And the sand, okay, I was joking around with Corey because the sand at Kauai looks like everything but the bagel seasoning. That is what
oh my God.
That is what it looks like. I'm not even kidding. It's so mineral rich and dense, and I loved it so much. But I was low-key a little bit scared about the fact that there was a volcano erupting a couple islands over, and I don't know how much contamination was in that water. But whatever. I just ignored that.
Things that only NTPs think about.
Yeah, I was oh my God, so much radiation from Fukushima /
oh
volcano. do I need to detox right now? Like,
Um,
yeah, but it was amazing. And I know I'll be back there. I'll be back there
that
soon enough.
sounds fabulous. What were your big takeaways from this experience?
I didn't have any big breakthroughs. Like when you go to a retreat like that, a lot of people have huge breakthroughs and they have like emotional breakdowns basically because they realize so much about their life. And then you actually see them physically change. Like they look like a new person because they moved through this big breakthrough. I kind of feel like I've already gone through a lot of those in my life. So I mean, maybe there are more left, but it was more just kind of realizing what I already knew about myself and giving me pushes to move forward. Like, I really just realized that I have to start going for things in life and that I need to stop letting fear kind of rule my life and that I'm just way too comfortable. Like right now in my life, I'm super comfortable and I know that I could have like my mom to lean back on, my parents to lean back on. If anything happened to me, I have like a really soft cushion and it doesn't really motivate me to like move forward or do anything because I'm so freaking comfortable and my parents spoil me. And I realized I just need to take a really big leap of faith and get super uncomfortable. So there's essentially like a fire under my ass to light me, like to do stuff because I cannot keep sitting around waiting for things to happen anymore and being afraid. And I talked to Christina about this because she's the opposite. And she's like, I just fake it till I make it. And it may sound like I'm confident, but I just fake through it and all this stuff. So that's kind of the biggest thing that I took away. Oh, and I also realized that I don't do well in groups of people. I'm like I like to really isolate myself. And I realized a lot about how I react and how I act in groups. And I'm not very outgoing. And sometimes when it comes to groups, I'm a little bit selfish and I just want to like retreat and go backwards. But I think in America, we have a hard time acting as a collective and everyone's really individualistic. So I had a really hard time acting as a collective and asking myself, like, what's best for the group right now instead of what's best for me? Because ultimately, like, if you're in a group, that group is actually a reflection of you. Every single person you come into contact has some sort of message for you and some sort of reflection of you. And I think we're so focused on ourselves that we can't see the reflection of us in other people. So that was what I was having a hard time with. I would get angry with people really quickly in the house. I would like snap. Of course, I'm not acting out that way, but in my head, I'm acting like I'm pissed off at people. I'm irritated. And I really had to like reflect inwards and ask myself why I'm like this towards other people and why I can't seem to thrive in groups. And not everyone can, but I had to journal a lot and do a lot of introspection with that. So overall, I think it really helped me slow down, light kind of a fire under my butt to start doing something and taught me just a lot about how I can improve with others. So it was a really great trip, and I got to tan at the beach and like go to cool places. So it was just badass. It was badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like so much fun. And I mean, talking about the whole individualistic America, it's so true. And we have really lost our sense of community and our culture. And it's really sad. And I think this is a big reason why we have health issues as well. If you look at all these cultures like blue zones where people are living the longest, culture is a big part of this. And this also ties in with like spirituality, a community and spirituality, things that we have really lost in America that we need to bring back, because those are also tied in just like healthy lifestyle habits in a roundabout way. In an indirect way, this is really negatively affecting our health as well. Exactly. But yeah, it's definitely, that's why it's so eye-opening when you're in a situation where it's very community focused. And that's why I think so many people are going through their lives feeling like something is missing and they don't know what it is. And it's that feeling of being a part of a community. And we don't have a tribe anymore, like a physical tribe, true. You know, we evolved with a tribe. We evolved with a pack, a small group of people that we were with and we were protecting, and we were having these cultural experiences with and having traditions with, and that just being around physically. And we don't have that anymore because our society is so mobile, right? And we have so much technology, and we're just very, like you said, individualistic. So it's a really interesting thing to think about and talk about. And they have a ton of research on this, and I think it's fascinating.
Well,
it's kind of sad.
It is sad, but as Americans, we're kind of very like movement, like we want to move forward, like that's our goal in America, is we want to evolve as much as possible, and it's very hard to evolve as fast as possible in a group setting. It's very hard to like have a family and be very community focused and like go all the time. So we've completely broken up the family model in the United States, and like kids, you know, they move out when they're 18 and they're gone. And in other cultures, especially in Hawaii, like the family usually lives together. If you're actually from like Hawaiian descent, and from ancient Hawaiian cultures, like the family usually live together and they spend all their time together. And it's like that in other cultures as well. And in America, we kind of broke that up so we could be more productive. And like you said, I really think that's why that's like the missing piece for so many people, is they feel so disconnected. They've lost a sense of community, and that can really hold people back from being truly healthy, because you can eat all the great food in the world, you can meditate, you can do this and that. But if you're alone and you feel alone in the world, then you're always going to feel like you have a hole, you have a void, and that's not necessarily a healthy emotion if you don't know how to deal with it. So the trip was us acting as a group. Like the group was designed to kind of model like Hawaiian culture, and we were supposed to adopt their culture and the way that they act. And our group was not a group. It was a group of individuals, and we were all acting as individuals and not understanding what we needed to do in order to come together. And it took us 5 days to come together as a group and realize what that actually meant. So that just kind of shows to me, in America, we're so far deep into ourselves and so focused into ourselves that I think it kind of creates more problems. If we had more of a community and came together and not necessarily worried about others, but looked to others and were inspired by others and had relationships with others, it would improve our individual life as well. So I just don't want to really be alone anymore. Like I just want a community and a tribe. It was super eye-opening for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, like we are biologically wired to like have this tribe, to have this sense of community. Yeah. And like we're also on overload. Like our heads, we are only designed to be able to process like, I think it's 150 social connections max, because that was the maximum amount you would ever get in some kind of extended tribe, you know, when we were evolving. We have way more than 150 social connections way now. More. How many Facebook friends do you have?
I just thought of that. I was like, oh my God, people have like 1 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah. And in terms of close friendships, we sort of max out around 5 or 6. And beyond that, it's just too much for us to process. And how many people are trying to squeeze in way more? You know, it's too much. So very interesting. Okay, let me ask a paleo question. Well, not really a paleo question, a food question. What was the best meal you ate?
Oh, that's so hard. So I'm trying to think. That was really difficult because a lot of the food situation in the house was I had no control over it. It was just, they bought stuff and put it in the house, and we had a grocery list that we could add stuff on and request, and they would go get it. But a lot of the food was kind of out of my hands, so I couldn't really make my typical meals. Corey and I, though, we made a meal for the group a couple nights, actually. We cooked for the whole group, and it was just a bunch of grilled veggies and big sweet potatoes, and Corey made an amazing paleo style chicken salad. They actually have a Costco in Hawaii, so you can actually get a lot of good stuff from the Costco, and their local grocery stores are good. So
I feel like you think that Hawaii is this out in the middle of nowhere island, like no civilization.
Well, I
It's
didn't
like
think that, but Kauai is very like low key. I feel like the island of Kauai is super low key, and like they have some really up to date stuff, but it feels to me like there's not very much happening. I don't know. It just feels super low key, and there wasn't a lot of grocery stores around.
they have a ton of markets though that have like outdoor markets and stuff that have everything.
Oh, okay. This was probably the best meal. We went out to this town. I don't know what it's called, but it's a historic art town. And every Friday they have this art festival, and they have food trucks and restaurants and blah, blah, blah. And we had it was Mexican food, oddly enough. It was a Mexican food truck run by Hawaiians, and it was amazing. And we had like tacos and whatnot, and it was super good. Like everything was really fresh, and they're actually really up to date. And a lot of the restaurants there, probably all of them, have gluten-free options. Like they understand that, and they have gluten-free options on their menu, and their waiters, they know about it. So I thought that was really nice, but none of the meals were super fancy. It was like me grabbing a salad or whatever, making like random oatmeal or like eggs in the morning. So we didn't go out to eat a lot.
Did you try any of their exotic fruits?
No, I ate the typical. I got a coconut like from the side of the road from a normal guy. I know. It wasn't very touristy, the stuff we were doing. It was very off the grid, and like we had classes, and we went to a lot of places that are not tourist spots, a lot of like outside stuff and doing hikes. So we didn't get to really shop around a whole lot or eat a lot of stuff.
Next time you'll have to try some of their fruits. They have really cool stuff. But speaking of good food, we have an awesome new sponsor this week.
Yes, we do.
That we're so excited about. We are officially working with Paleo On the Go, which is an incredible meal delivery service. And if you guys follow me on social media, you know I have been eating these up, especially recently while I was traveling a lot nonstop, and I knew I was going to have this crazy month and a half of travel. So it's really awkward for me when I'm traveling and then I come home and I'm home for like 3 or 4 days and I don't want to buy a ton of groceries. And I'm also tired and don't want to cook. And I just need to have meals that are ready to go. So that's why I ordered a ton of these. And I always keep some stocked in my freezer for situations like that, because they can last in there for a while as well. And they're ready to go meals. They're already made. They have keto options. They have AIP options, and their menu is actually transitioning to be all AIP, so all nightshade free. And they're delicious. Like if you guys follow me, you know I've been trying all of these different meal delivery services, and these meals are so good. Like I can't even tell you. So what did I have? The chicken. What are they? I'm trying to find them. Oh, the Asian chicken burgers with fried rice. Those were just
looking at that. I want to order some.
Some of the best things I've ever eaten. The zesty salmon burgers with avocado sauce and sauteed kale. Oh my God. That was another one of my favorite meals. The shepherd's pie. Delicious. So many good things. You can also just get like plain sides too. Yeah. They also have some really good baked goods. I've heard that these carob chunk cookies are the best cookies.
They also have ever. AIP Pop-Tarts, you guys. AIP Pop-Tarts.
And the Thin Mints. Yeah, but I was talking to my friend about the cookies, and she goes, I order those cookies in bulk. They're the only cookies. She goes, I'm not even AIP, but they're the only cookies I'll eat. They're the best cookies I've ever had in my life.
I want those in my life. Well, you know, honestly, I got to be honest, like, whenever I hear the word meal delivery service, I cringe, and I honestly hate them. Like, I hate meal delivery services. I've never been satisfied with the food, and I always feel like I have to do something really extra to make it taste good. But when I've eaten the Paleo On the Go stuff, I've never really had that experience, like having to, like thinking that the food was gross or that the texture was weird, or like it just genuinely tastes good. Yes, like it genuinely tastes better than when I cook
for myself.
Exactly. And they're I've tried their I think it's an AIP empanada, and it's incredible. It has so much flavor. The crust, I believe, is made from like cassava flour. It's absolutely incredible. I was obsessed. I saw them at Paleo FX a year ago, and I just kept swinging by their booth to get more of the empanada because it was so freaking good. They have pot pies. It's really, they also focus a lot around comfort food. So they're making this for people that either A, you don't have time to cook and you want gourmet style paleo AIP meals that are nutrient dense, like right to your door. They also source locally to them, and they try to find the freshest ingredients as possible, organic when possible, really good sourced meat, so like grass-fed sourced meat and organic when possible. So they really do try to give you the best quality food. But it's also made for people that maybe they've transitioned to a paleo lifestyle or AIP lifestyle, and they really miss good old comfort food like chicken pot pie or burgers or empanadas or whatever. Just, you know, how bready stuff feels so comforting to people, especially me. And they can't have it, or they are not culinarily, however you say that, inclined, and they can't make it themselves. Like, I'm not about to make Pop-Tarts myself, you guys. That's ridiculous. So I think it's just an amazing option, and especially since right now I have about negative energy to cook meals, so I'm about to order so much of their food and just keep it in my freezer. And I think it's an amazing option if you're looking for amazing quality food that tastes great and isn't gross, and it's quick and easy, and I'm very excited.
It is delicious, and we have a discount code for you guys. You can use the code Straight Up Paleo for $15 off of your first order. Highly recommend using that. And you can go to paleoonthego.com to check out the menu. You know, I love this because I was talking to Kim about this, who's one of the founders. We were talking about this at Paleo FX, is we just want people to understand that you can be on a gut healing diet and not feel limited in any way. Mm-hmm. Like, these recipes are AIP. You can be following AIP and have Pop-Tarts and empanadas and shepherd's pie and cookies, you know, all of these things. Like, this doesn't have to limit you. And the thing is, you know, I'm not keto or AIP. I'm not following either of those, but I still order these because this food is so good. Like, you wouldn't know you wouldn't know. You know, this is better than, I always joke with my friends that, because we never really want to go out to eat dinner, because every time I go out, I think I can cook better than this. And I had a friend over the other night, and we were like, let's not cook, let's just eat the Paleo On the Go meals, because they were so good. So it's really easy. You could just heat it up in the oven. The containers are oven safe, or you can heat it up in the microwave if you'd rather do that, or on the stovetop. And it comes with containers that you can like store if you have leftovers as well. So all really easy to use. So again, use that code Straight Up Paleo for $15 off, and check out their menu at paleoonthego.com. We love them.
Yep, do it. You will not regret it. Okay, you want to know the other thing that like saved my life while I was in Hawaii with that time zone change? Like, what? With that time zone change, it was 5 hours behind. So you best believe I bought a whole box of Somnifix with me. And I don't know if it was Hawaii or the Somnifix, but I had the best sleep of my life for that whole entire week. And I used the Somnifix every single night. And I really feel like it helped me recover a lot better from the jet lag. You know, because you're more relaxed, you're in deeper sleep, and it's just more of a quality sleep. So I think it really helped me with the jet lag. And I'm really pissed off though, because I didn't bring it on the plane, and I was totally going to wear it on the plane, but I didn't. And I'm upset about it.
Oh man, you guys can't see, but I'm wearing my Somnifix shirt right now.
It says nose breather.
Also, okay, wait, I have to just say something as a side note really quickly. So my neighbor moved in. If anyone follows me, you know this has been an experience. My neighbor moved in, and I still haven't met him, and I really want to meet him, and I've been trying to figure out a way I can casually meet him, but I feel weird just knocking on his door for no reason, so I'm trying to wait for a reason. Because he seems kind of cool. I actually want to be friends with him.
You should make him something.
I told that's what I was thinking of doing, but I don't know anything about him, and I don't want to bring him, like, some weird paleo cookie and be like, here's some paleo. I don't know. Anyways, I told myself, I'm going to introduce myself to him today. And then I was like, wait, I can't. I'm wearing a nose breather shirt. I don't want his first impression of me to be, I'm so strange.
He'd be like, what is that?
I know.
Who are you?
But I probably still will go over there because I just love Maybe I'll bring him a box of Somnifix.
There you go. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It truly
Let
is.
me tell you. Does he live alone?
Yeah, he does. And
Oh.
he's like a 30-year-old. I think he's an agent or something, but he's definitely like an ASU boy.
What does that mean?
You know what I mean?
ASU? Is that college?
Like State? Yeah. Oh God.
I'm out. I don't know anything.
You didn't go to college.
I didn't go to college. Sorry. What does that mean? What do ASU boys look like?
Just very much a bro, I guess.
Oh, is he cute? I think I asked you
I don't
this.
know. I haven't seen him.
Oh, I thought you'd at least seen his face. Okay, you have to go over there.
I've seen him from the back. I haven't seen him from the front.
You have
I've seen him
to
from like
go
the
over
side.
there.
I've been stalking him because he was gone this weekend, and then his friends dropped him off. I guess they went on a trip this weekend, and then I was like listening to that. You know, they just like talk like bros, but it's just very strange for me because you guys, I live in a building where everybody here is over the age of 75. So it's like very exciting for me to have someone near me who's under the age of 75. Truly.
Oh my God.
So it's my best life. But back to Somnifix. If you guys have not tried this, it is incredible. Mouth taping is, I was going to say the new black, but that doesn't make sense.
That's weird because I was thinking the same exact thing, and then I was like, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, not going to say it. No, Somnifix is the cool new thing, though. You guys, we are making a mouth taping revolution. Remember how planking was cool for 5 seconds?
Now it's mouth taping.
This is mouth taping, except this is going to last forever. This is going to last a lifetime.
Can I tell you? Okay, listen to what happened this morning. So I slept in hardcore this morning till about 10 a.m., which doesn't actually ever happen ever. And my mom wakes me up this morning. Like, she comes into my room. My mom's like, Kara, you're why are you not awake? Like, all this stuff. And then she looks at me and she goes, what's on your face? And
my God.
It was the Somnifix. She like freaked out. She's like, what's on your mouth? Oh my God. Now I had to like rip it off and be like, Mom, this is mouth taping, blah, blah, blah. She still thinks I'm psycho because I do all these weird things. But once I told her about it, I convinced her to try it. She's going to try it tonight. And like Christina said, I think this is going to become the cool new thing. And my mom doesn't sleep well. Like, she sleeps not good. So I really hope that this helps her. She needs some like stress reduction help. And that's the one thing I think Somnifix can do for anyone is help them reduce their stress before sleep and during their sleep so they get deeper sleep and just better quality overall.
Yeah. My mom, I actually have convinced to try using it because I forget. Did I tell you about my mom's dental convention?
No.
My mom was at she goes to this dental convention every year with her friend Jan, and they came and they were talking to me. We went to lunch after or whatever, and they were all excited because this year at the dental convention, it was like Paleo dental convention, and my mom was super excited because she goes, oh my God, they were talking about everything you teach me, and they were telling me this and that, and it was just all these things that I tell her that she's like, okay, whatever, you're weird. But they were basically talking about the importance of diet for oral health and stuff, and all the food there was paleo, and they were giving out charcoal toothpaste. It was crazy, honestly, because every year before this, like, this is a very mainstream dental, like, sponsored by Colgate type of event. So I was just shocked. And anyways, she told me that there was this whole lecture on the importance of breathing through our noses and how they need to start getting their dental patients to breathe through their noses rather than their mouths because it can cause so many issues in terms of oral health. And like, I keep saying mental, oral, like gum disease and stuff.
It'll make you go mental. No.
Yeah, so she goes, so I think I need to start using that stuff you try and get me to use because I want to start breathing through my nose. And I was like, yeah. So this is real deal, guys. Just try it out. Get acclimated. And we have a discount code for that too. It's SUP SLEEP, SUPSLEEP. That gives you 10% off. Just go to Amazon and get your Somnifix there, or go to somnifix.com and it'll link you to Amazon. But that is going to change your life for sure. And we love hearing testimonials, so let us know how it goes. We also have to update you on the fact that May is almost over, which means we are 1 month closer to August, which is our new favorite month because that's when the Straight Up Paleo Retreat is.
Retreat, woo! Once again, we will be rapping. We will know.
Yes.
We will not be rapping, but
you'll only find out if you go.
Yes, and we do have a reduced price for the month of May. Who knows what's going to happen for June? Maybe we'll raise the price, but you'll never know. But our Straight Up Paleo Retreat is going to be amazing. It's going to be in Austin, Texas. It's going to be August, I believe, 10th through the 12th, and it's just going to be one big paleo weekend. You get to hang out with us. We're going to have workouts at the On It facility. We're going to go on hikes. We're going to go on walks. We're going to provide you 2 meals per day for Friday and Saturday, and then a brunch on Sunday with some of your absolute favorite brands and some brands that are local to Austin as well. And then in between that, we're going to be doing talks, seminars, a live podcast recording, Q&As. It's just a really good opportunity also to like get to know us, get to know other people. Like we were just talking about community earlier and how important that is. This is where you could possibly find your people, your paleo people, people that understand you and get you. And of course you get to talk with us, and there'll be opportunities to like ask us questions and for consultations as well. And we just want to talk and connect with you guys and give y'all a weekend that you're not going to forget. And also good food, duh. So I believe we have a link for that if you want to learn some more about it. It's
bit.ly/SUP Retreat 2018.
Why was that so hard to get out of my mouth? I don't know. But it's SUP Retreat 2018.
bit.ly/SUP Retreat 2018. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. And we will help facilitate roomies after we get all the signups in. So don't worry about that, because we want to make sure people can link up and it'll be all good. I'm very excited. Some of the girls in my program are going, and I cannot wait to meet them in person. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and new people, podcast listeners. So we want you there. So definitely sign up, get your ticket. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask either one of us. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you're going to get some killer goodie bags as well.
Oh, those goodie bags, yes.
Yeah, because we like to give. We're starting to do a new thing that are basically we're going to do monthly giveaways. What? So it'll be running every month, and all you have to do to enter is leave a rating and a review on iTunes. And that's all you got to do. And then every month we're just going to pick a random person out of those reviews that are on there. And that's it. So cool. Why not enter? Yeah.
And I think our giveaway for the month is going to be with Barukas, which is, I'm obsessed. I'm so obsessed right now. You have no idea. In Hawaii, I was eating those like by the fistful for snacks. They're these new nuts that come from like South America or something like that. And they're actually seeds. Yeah, I was like, they're actually seeds, but they're giant seeds.
But I call them nuts. Yeah. Whenever I tell someone about them, I go, these are Baruka nuts that are actually seeds.
These are nuts that are actually seeds that are actually great. No, they're found in South America, and they're crunchy. I don't even know how to explain it. They have like a flavor profile that's a cross between like a peanut and chocolate. Like it's nuts. Mm-hmm. It's so good. And I love them. They have tons of fiber in them as well. So they keep you really full. They have like a good macro and lots of protein.
Yeah, they're high protein.
Yeah, they have a good macronutrient ratio, and they're just a new nut. And if you've been in this paleo sphere for a while, you're like, I need something else to eat. These are them. So if you want to win some, go ahead and enter our running giveaway and just leave us that rating and review. You'll be golden.
This month, you guys, this month we're going to have 5 winners. So 5 people are going to win a 7-ounce bag of the Barukas.
That's a lot.
Those are freaking delicious.
A lot of nuts.
Also, if you just want to order some of those, I'm just going to put it out there. I have a discount code. Use the code wellness and it gives you 15% off of the Eat Barukas nuts. Just so you know, because I know people
it's worth it.
We're ordering them. So they are addicting. So all you got to do is leave that rating and review. You're good to go. Woohoo.
Oh man.
I think those are all the updates we have.
Was that it? I believe it was.
Yeah. Should we get into Q's? Give some A's?
Let's do it. Give the A's. We kind of have a theme to today's Q&A. I saw some...
we have some hefty questions.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
We have some hefty questions.
Hefty. I'll go ahead and read the first one out. This one's from Carly. She says, can you guys talk about Paleo Period Care? What are some things to look out for when purchasing tampons or pads? What are some brands that you like? Also, have either of you tried the Diva Cup? I'll let you know right now. Yes, I have. I'll talk about that. I've been wanting to try it, and it seems a little bit intimidating. Also, what type of workouts do you recommend when you're on your period? What about diet? Are there any natural remedies for PMS symptoms that you recommend? Also, what about natural birth control methods that are safe and effective? I think we should probably save that question for the next one. Just to let you know, the next question's more about birth control and natural birth control. And then she says, thanks, guys. Love you so much. You make my Thursdays so much better. Oh, yay. Thanks, Carly.
We love you.
This is a really great question. And I feel like so many more women are becoming conscious about their periods, what that actually means to be on your period, and how to take care of yourself as a woman while you're on your period. It used to be this thing, this terrible, horrible, like curse-like thing that happened to us. You know what I mean? Every month, and you would like hate yourself, hate the world, which I get. You're like in pain. And women would feel so disempowered when they're on their period. And I just kind of love that we're opening up the topic and the conversation and talking about it and helping women empower themselves along their period. So I'm all for this.
Having a period is the ultimate sign of health as a woman. We are designed to be able to reproduce and make babies, and we should be confident in that and love that. We are awesome. Men can't make humans. I mean, they help us.
They give us part of the human.
Yeah, they give us part of it. But you guys, it's pretty badass that we can literally, like a human forms inside of our bodies. How awesome is that?
It is pretty cool. It also scares the crap out of me because I'm like low key don't like kids, but it's really cool.
That's beside the Yeah. But yeah, I am very passionate about this situation because you guys know I'm very into non-toxic personal care products. Like, this issue really grinds my gears. The fact that it really bothers me when people eat well and they don't care about the products they're using with, skincare or the soap they use to like wash their dishes or all of these things, or using toxic candles, all this stuff all the time. And no one's going to be perfect. You don't have to, there's no way we can avoid all toxins and chemicals, but like being conscious of it, if you really are trying to chase health, like you got to be aware of all this stuff. And the thing is that we talk about how our skin absorbs so much of what is put on it, and the skin in our vagina,
sponge, dude,
is very absorbent. It is very absorbent. It's like one of the most effective ways to deliver drugs to someone is by putting it through vaginally. Chemicals there are really easily absorbed and delivered around our bodies. So we need to be very careful of what we're putting up our vaginas and into our bodies. And this brings us into the tampon issue, because if you're not aware, most tampons are very toxic. Cotton is one of the most heavily sprayed, crops. Mm-hmm. And it's
usually
incredibly
GMO as well.
Yeah, it's usually GMO. So it's incredibly important to be buying organic tampons if you're going to be using tampons. And same with even these like pads, they're filled with chemicals as well. They're filled with phthalates, mercury, dioxins, all the things. So being aware of what we're putting down there is very important, which is why I think the Diva Cup is becoming more and more popular.
Yes, it is. And not only is just the cotton in tampons not organic and it's heavily sprayed, but in order to get that into the form that it is and to have the tampon be preserved for long periods of time, because you have to look at this, follow the money. Like my dad, that's a really good saying, always follow the money. And you have to realize that tampons are a business and that they have to keep those on the shelves for a really long period of time without deteriorating or going bad or anything like that. So they basically, bleach the cotton, they dip it in a bunch of preservatives, they spray it, they chemically induce the heck out of those tampons and pads. So you can, it will absorb correctly. They do use absorbent type of like chemical solvents and whatever to help the absorption rate of the tampon as well as preserving it. So there are tons and tons of chemicals on these tampons just to make them last longer and work better. But just because they work better does not mean that they're good for your vagina. Like we just said, there's a lot of endocrine disruptors in there. And when you're putting it up there, it's going right in.
Also, can we just think about the fact how, like, I think as women, when we learn about tampons, you know, we're made aware of the dangers of keeping a tampon in for too long. That in itself should tell you maybe it shouldn't be in my body. If it's dangerous for me to keep it in for too long, why is it in there at all? You know? And I also remember like when I first started using tampons, thinking even the unscented ones have a scent.
They all smell.
They kind of smell, and the scented ones are very perfumated, some of them. And I mean, I don't know. The idea of putting that in my body now that I am aware, it makes me kind of just not.
I do use like tampons. Yeah, like I'm not like anti-tampon or anything, but like
no, I'm not anti-tampon, but I think you should be aware of the choices. There are plenty of choices.
Honestly, if you just look for an organic cotton tampon, I think you're good. There are tons of brands, like Target sells them now. Target sells several brands. I've seen them at CVS. I've seen them at Walmart. So it's not like they're uneasily accessible. You can find them anywhere. Just make sure that they're organic, and preferably, I think some of them say like unbleached or unscented or something like that. But by ensuring they're organic, that means that they can't put synthetic chemicals on it. They just can't. So you're saving yourself a lot of endocrine disruptors in the long run. And also, speaking from experience with tampons, if you're the type of person to get cramps, tampons actually make cramps worse in a lot of people. So you just may want to reconsider tampons altogether. And like we were talking about, go to like a Diva Cup. I don't know how I feel about the Diva Cup. I think it's a very individual type thing. We talk about how everyone's body is different. Well, everyone's vagina is also different, and the shape of it is also different, like on the inside. And I think the Diva Cup is a really good option. If you don't know what that is, it's a silicone cup, like literally looks like a little cup with a stem on the end. It looks kind of like a tulip, and you fold it and you put it up your vagina, and it's just a cup that catches blood, and you can keep it in there for a whole day if you wanted to. You can keep it in there for 24 hours because the blood is not being absorbed into anything, so it can't recirculate the toxins back into your system. So you don't really need to worry about like how long you're keeping it in there. Obviously take it out after a day. Duh, that's gross. But it's a really amazing option. It's just something that you have to really play with because it's new. It's like when you first started putting in tampons and you're like, how the heck do I even I don't understand. Like the angle, like all of that. You have to play with it. It takes at least, in my experience, like 3 cycles worth to really understand how to use it for your body. And I found that the shape just doesn't work for every woman. Some people's bodies respond really well. Mine, it's kind of like a give or take. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. Like sometimes it'll not fall out, but like slip down and not hold. And I'll have to wear a pad or a panty liner underneath it because it'll leak sometimes. But the first time I tried it, I had no issues, no problems. So I think it's a good thing to buy and to have on hand and to really try to use because it's non-toxic. And once you get it up there and comfortable, you don't even know it's there and you have no cramps. Like I can't even explain to you. I used this and my cramps went away. Like since taking out tampons, they completely went away. So I think it's worth it.
I think that with the Diva Cup, it's a matter of getting really comfortable with your body and getting up and in there and not being afraid to like deal with your vagina and figuring out the angles because, well, just the way it's designed, if it is in properly, it can't leak because it suctions to like the walls, you know? So if it's leaking, that just means you haven't found the exact right angle, you know? And it takes some like getting to know your body, your vagina, you know, like.
I feel like most women are scared of that. Like,
yeah. They are, but we shouldn't be. we shouldn't be. It goes back to this big issue of all this stuff is taboo, and we like think that stuff's gross down there. It's a part of life. It's our bodies. Like, just get in there, figure it out.
Get in there.
I mean, you can always have your boyfriend help you out.
Your boyfriend does not want to help you out with that.
I know,
I will
seriously.
tell you that. They do not.
Probably not. But yeah, I think it's something good to try if you are interested in, and just don't give up, and I think also it can have some awkward situations, if you're in a public restroom, you got to take it out, but it lasts all day. So you wouldn't need to that much unless you're like overnight, and I think sometimes when you're getting used to taking it out, it might come out at the wrong angle. Your hands might get...
I will tell you, it is a little messy in the beginning when you're learning how to use it. It is messy, and you just you have to commit. It's one of those things where it's like, I am doing this, I'm committing to this, and you freaking do it, and you cannot be in between because it can be messy, it can be uncomfortable, and you just have to do it. I was just so committed to not using tampons at that point because I knew that tampons were making my my cramps so much worse. So I committed to the Diva Cup. And now I'm kind of back and forth between the Diva Cup and organic tampons. But I think both are really great options. But if you can't afford a Diva Cup at the moment, which, by the way, the Diva Cup, if you can get it to work for you, actually saves you so much money. It's an investment up front. But if you think about it, if you go... a whole thing of tampons, organic tampons, is about $10 or more, depending on where you live. And I can't say what rate everyone goes through their tampons, but by the time you have 4 periods, you usually pay for the Diva Cup on its own. So, and that Diva Cup will last you years. And the cleaning is really easy. So you're going to be saving yourself money. It's way more environmentally friendly and toxin friendly, if that's even a word. But toxin friendly for your body.
They also have other options now for people. They have things like reusable and washable fabric pads, or period underwear. I just watched
underwear.
Yeah, people are using period underwear. So there are other options too as well. What do you think of the period underwear?
So I only use the period underwear at night. It's like normal underwear, but it's a lot thicker. I don't really know how it even works. My stepmom gave it to me one day because she was like, this doesn't fit me. I'm going to give it to you. And I am too scared to try it out during the day, to be honest. So I'm like, I'm just going to do this at night because I don't want really anything up there at night while I'm sleeping. So it works great at night. And it's black, so you don't really even see it. It honestly just absorbs everything. But I also hear that you don't bleed as much at night. I don't know if that's true or not, but I hear that you don't bleed as much at night because your body's in repair mode. So
you're also laying down, and you don't bleed as much when you're laying down.
Oh, duh. Yeah, when you sit up, obviously it'll come back out.
It's gravity, yeah.
But yes, I mean, it worked great for me. I really liked it, but I don't think I would wear it during the day. I'm too scared. I'm too scared.
Well, it's an option for people if they like that. So, yeah, I think there are plenty of different options. And there are also some delivery services. I know some organic tampon brands do a monthly subscription thing. So you can look into that too. But I think it's pretty easy nowadays to find organic tampons. I think Diva Cups are pretty easily accessible. So look into it and do what you're comfortable with.
Yep. So yeah, I would do that. And then we were talking about workouts on our period. So this is something I've talked about it before. I've really had to alter because we have this mindset, and even the tampon commercials and commercials for feminine products, they advertise women still going hard on their period. They're like, look, you can work out and play sports and do all the things when you're on your period. All you need is this tampon. But really, in reality, your period, I don't want to say should, but is the opportunity for you to rest. It's a time where your body is like in ultra repair mode, you are more susceptible to inflammation at that point, and you're probably like cramping. Let's be real. You're probably cramping and moody, and unless working out for you hard is like a stress reliever or makes you feel better, I'm in the standpoint that just kind of taking it easy when you're on your period, or just backing off a little bit on the workouts, is probably a better option, because you don't want to inflame your body more when it's already inflamed. Like, that's kind of the camp where I'm coming from. So on my period, I don't work out at all for the first 2 days. I usually go on walks, or I'll do some stretching or light yoga, but I'm not going to the gym. I'm not doing cardio. I'm not lifting weights. But that's also because I also do have some hormonal imbalances, and my periods are painful. So I don't want to put my body through more stress. But if your periods are fine and you're not having a lot of pain and you don't have crazy mood swings, then maybe you can go to the gym. I would still just kind of tone it down a notch, because your body, this is the time that your body needs some more care, and you want to do more mental. I would say you want to do more mental work when you're on your period rather than physical work, because you're more emotional, and this is time for you to talk, time for you to work through things, time for you to think about your life and gain some more insight rather than pushing your body physically. So that's what I've focused on lately.
Yeah, I think it's just important to listen to your body and honor that at the end of the day. I think that a lot of people ask this question and they're looking for validation to pull back and listen to your body. I also do think it's fun. I've done a lot of research. I like learning about the way our menstrual cycles affect everything, and there's some interesting research on, our cycles and athletic performance, and also kind of related to carbohydrate sensitivity and all of that. And if you want to get geeky about it, basically your performance is going to be best start like about the first 2 weeks in your cycle. Like if we're looking at it as like 4 weeks, that's when your performance is going to be best. So like the end of the first week throughout the second week, that's when your performance is going to be best. And you can go like harder generally, usually. And then after that, in the second 2 weeks, you're starting to kind of slow down, I guess. And then right before the period / you're bleeding, be relaxed. So, it kind of depends what that means to you. So if you're someone who does a lot of like whatever is exerting more energy for you, that's what you should be doing more towards that end of the first week, second week of the cycle. And then whatever is sort of easier pulling back, that would be later in the third and fourth week. And then even more so right when you're menstruating,
Yeah. And so, you can feel it too. Like I used to not be able to kind of differentiate the weeks between my cycle, but if you actually like educate yourself in like, okay, I'm supposed to quote unquote have more energy during this time period of my cycle, and you start kind of paying attention to how you feel during the month, you're actually really able to get in tune to that pretty quickly, and you'll be able to adapt your workouts to that and like your diet and everything based on how you're feeling. So it is kind of a little bit about educating yourself and then trying to apply it to your life. But I've been able to point out like, oh, I must be in my ovulation phase because my workout was amazing and I had so much energy and like I feel peak, like on top of my game. And usually I am, like I'm right. So it's actually pretty easy to piece everything together if you just get all the right material and apply it to your life.
I think we've gotten really out of tune with our bodies, but like, let's think about this logically. Do you think that cave woman having her period was going hard at the gym?
No. Well, you want to know something interesting. So in a lot of cultures, and I learned this about Hawaii too, when women were on their periods, they were actually sent away. Like in other cultures, they were sent away.
Didn't we talk about this? Didn't I tell you about the Red Room? Yeah, weren't we talking about this?
Really? Have we talked about this? Well, I just learned about this too. I don't remember about the Red Room. My memory is like faulty.
Okay, wait, I think maybe I'm getting confused. Maybe I was telling all the girls in my program about this.
Oh, I didn't know about that, but I just learned that in Hawaii, like the men, they they basically they used to send their women like to a hut to like hang out together because I don't really remember why they said that, but they just know that they're on their period and they want them to be like away from everything to deal with that.
Yeah, well, they would be sent to like a hut or a barn and they'd sit on hay and just sit there for however long they're bleeding.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what they did.
Basically.
So, but I'm not of the opinion that you have to, when it's on your period, you have to lay around and do nothing. I think it's really good to stay active in the sense of like walking around. That can actually really help with any symptoms. So you don't have to be like a slug, but just like don't try and run a marathon on your period is my advice.
Yeah, no, don't. Just slow down a little bit. And if your body wants you to speed up and do more, then just do it. But in general, I think it's great to slow down. And then, as I know you asked a little bit about like diet and natural remedies for PMS as well. So I would say that I have some cramping, a lot of cramping that I'm definitely working on right now. So if that's you, there are a couple of things that have really helped me. Christina recommended to me clary sage, and that has really changed my life. Like applying, I just got some last month, and applying clary sage to your abdomen, like kind of over the organs or whatever, just diffusing it. I don't even know how it works, but it is magic. It really helps. And good old heating pad. I know that's like old fashioned advice, but heating pads really help. I also take a lot of cod liver oil. I probably take anywhere from 2 to 3 tablespoons a day leading up to my period and then on my period. It is such a powerful anti-inflammatory, because what's happening when you're cramping on your period is that there are certain fatty acids that lead to reductions of prostaglandins, which are like which are what control inflammation in your body. And if you have too much of a certain prostaglandin in your body, then you're not able to like deflame or calm down from the inflammation. You're just constantly inflamed. So what's happening is, usually because we're having too much omega-6s in our diet, we're pretty inflamed on our period. It triggers these prostaglandins. I believe it's like prostaglandin 2 or something like that. And there's a lot of them floating around in our system, and we cramp a lot. So by taking an omega-3 rich oil like cod liver oil, it provides prostaglandin 1, which is the opposite basically of prostaglandin 2, and helps you to lessen the inflammation. So I take a lot of cod liver oil. I also have incorporated an extra strength turmeric extract into my periods to help with inflammation, and that has helped a lot. And then also reishi and chaga mushrooms. Those help control inflammation. And my periods, they have gotten a lot better over the past couple months ever since I've incorporated those sorts of things. And then I really think, honestly, the biggest thing diet-wise is controlling your blood sugar during your period. It's huge, because I know on your period you want sugar, you want carbs, and that's fine if you want to eat carbs. But I'm saying having balanced meals and not just like giving in and binging on all of the sugar. If you want to have a brownie, I'm all for that. You want to have a cookie, that's cool. But make sure that your meals throughout the day are balanced with your proteins, your fat, and your carbs and your veggies. And then anything else is extra. Don't just be like snacky all day on all the sugary things, because I found that does not help with PMS. It makes it so much worse, and you feel like a psychopath. It's because you're on this blood sugar roller coaster. So keep your meals balanced and incorporate, if you want, some of those supplements. They've really helped me, and I've been on other forums lately about periods, and those things have helped a lot of other women too. So those are my tips.
Yeah, I think those are all great tips. Like Kara mentioned, the clary sage essential oil is amazing. I really recommend Clary Calm from doTERRA. It's our women's monthly blend, and I really recommend this to everybody. It helps everything from physical symptoms to also emotional symptoms, and it's a roller ball, and every person who I've recommended that to loves it.
It works. Like, it's incredible.
So it's a pre-made blend, so it's not only the clary sage but also a bunch of other essential oils, and it's really powerful. So I highly recommend that. And the thing though with PMS is that PMS is common, but that doesn't mean it's normal. And the truth of the matter is, it is a sign of a hormonal imbalance. Things are out of balance. And the key to this is, yes, and like focusing on anti-inflammatory foods. But in my opinion, it's sort of like all the things that you should be doing to take care of PMS are things that you should be doing in general. You should be trying to avoid inflammation in general, So this means focusing on leafy greens and getting enough omega-3s in your diet. So like Kara is saying, the cod liver oil, like just what about increasing our intake of healthy fatty fish, healthy wild-caught salmon, things like that. If you are having this hormonal imbalance, like say estrogen is especially dominant, like maybe eliminating things like flaxseed, if you consume soy, reducing that, any of these phytoestrogens or xenoestrogens in the diet or environment. I think that animal products for B vitamins can be really helpful. If not, maybe doing a methylated B complex. I think that magnesium is huge for people with PMS. I think making sure you have a good mag supplement or just incorporating in your diet, maybe some 100% cacao, lots of leafy greens.
Eat your chocolate.
Yeah, that can help with the cramping and also the mood, or like the depression, anxiety that comes up for a lot of people during that. We also really want to be supporting, the liver, because that is what detoxifies our hormones, deals with all of our hormones, metabolizes those. So focusing on liver detoxification, cruciferous vegetables are really, really helpful, drinking enough water, all of those things. We want to, make sure that including plenty of healthy fats. Coconut oil is a great one to help balance out those hormones. Our hormones are made of healthy fats, I think that, like Kara said, she said the turmeric, but ginger and turmeric are things that are really great to incorporate. Beets can be really helpful, liver detox. I also think that maca is a good one to supplement with for certain people. Maca can really help. That used to help me a lot. I think in general, though, it's really good to eliminate sugar, caffeine, and alcohol when you're on your period.
Oh, you must eliminate alcohol on your period. You don't must, there's no must, but it is necessary.
Those are the big ones. Yeah, those are the big ones for the diet. So I would definitely make sure you take those out, because those are going to worsen the symptoms at minimum. But other than that, it's just like a lot of the things that also in your environment, it goes back to eliminating all of these endocrine disruptors, these hormone mimicking chemicals in the environment. What products are you putting on your skin? What are you using for personal care products? What are you washing your dishes with? What are you filling your environment with as well? Those all affect the levels of our hormones in our bodies, and that can throw you off when you're on your period as well.
Yep. And those are kind of all just like going back to basics. I feel like there's a lot of high level stuff out there, high level advice floating around about different supplements and blah, blah, blah and whatnot. But really when it comes down to hormones and your period, it's really about like getting the basics right. Like she was just talking about your food, regulating your blood sugar, like having a clean diet, adding in some supplements here and there to help with inflammation, getting your exercise under control, and then also your environment, the stuff that's going on outside. But there's also one piece that I just kind of want to add in, and that's about the mindset that you have around your period. We talked about this briefly, like Christina said, your period is really your gift. And I think women are kind of stepping into this power now that your period means life and your period means health. And it can tell you a lot about that. But I still working with, people at a gym and a lot of females, I experience a lot of girls on their period. And I just hear so much negative self-talk when women are on their period. And I kind of get that because you're naturally emotional, but it's overwhelming. And I don't think the negative self-talk when you're on your period helps you at all. So saying to yourself things like, I feel so disgusting. I feel so bloated. I feel like crap. Like, why is this happening to me? I'm so fat. Like, that just does not help you at all. And really, it's just kind of building this self-fulfilling prophecy so to speak. And by saying that you're bloated and you're fat and you're ugly and like emotional and you're crying about how much your life sucks, you're just fulfilling that prophecy even more. So I think it's about reframing the way that you think about your period. I know it's hard because you may be in pain and you may be bloated and not feel that well, but looking at your period as this, oh heck yes, like this is a sign of health. I am a woman. I can bear children. I am healthy. I have hormones that are regulating naturally. So reframing the way you think about that and being more like grateful for the fact that you have the opportunity to reproduce if you wanted to. And that kind of changes the way you feel about your period, and you actually become a little bit more grateful for the pain. I know that sounds weird, but you become more grateful for the pain, and it helps you develop a level of compassion and understanding for what you're going through. It helps you connect to your feminine energy. And a lot of us have lost that connection to our feminine energy. So I think that's just so important. Reframe the way that you think about your period. And I think that should be included as a basic. Like mindset is a basic that you got to get down. So check all those boxes and I think you'll be good.
I completely agree. And thank you for saying that, because it definitely does change your mindset. And you guys, there are so many people, like infertility is a big issue nowadays. I don't think people are realizing this infertility epidemic among us, not only among women, but among men. We put the focus on women because we're the ones who are bearing children. But the reality is a lot of men are infertile. And this is actually really interesting when you work with people who are infertility. Usually the missing link is that the woman can be doing everything possible to try and make herself fertile, and she's desperate to have a child, and she's doing everything perfect with her diet and her lifestyle, and it's the man who's not taking care of himself, and that will stop you from having a child. But that's a whole other issue. But anyways, back to women. A lot of people, I mean, amenorrhea is super widespread. So many people are struggling with it, and we need to be grateful when we have the opportunity to bear children, even if we're not going to take the opportunity. But it is a gift to have that ability. It's kind of magical. Like we said, you literally are able to have this human, grow this human. You know, that is an incredible responsibility that this world has given us. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it's really amazing, because you don't want to wake up one day and be like, wow, I can't have kids now. And I wish I had appreciated it when I could have.
Exactly. So that's actually usually the exact thought that I have in my mind when I'm on my period, because even though I don't want kids right now, I'm not like the biggest kid person, honestly, but I don't want to wake up one day and wish, like, I don't want to wake up one day, like you just said, and be like, man, I wish I could have kids. And I know that there are a lot of women in that position right now, and that is really sad. There's a lot of women. And I mean, if that's you, there's a lot of girls like our age, 20s, even younger and older, that don't even have a period right now. And I know that's kind of a lot of our audience too.
This is me. I haven't had my period since I went off the pill. And I also have always known, like, infertility has been an issue in my family, and this scares the hell out of me. Like, because no, I don't want kids now or anytime soon, but I want to have the option, and I don't want that just taken away from me, you know? And even if I had my period, maybe I'll go my whole life and I'll never have kids. But like, now that it's gone, it scares me, and it makes me frustrated when people don't appreciate it. You know, it is the ultimate sign of health as a woman. And like, I want it back, you know? And if you have it, you're lucky.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And that's really all I have to say. It just makes me like, it just kind of breaks my heart when people don't appreciate what they've actually got. And what comes to mind is these YouTube videos of like these raw vegan people that I just remember watching these videos. And they say that like going raw vegan helps you lose your period, and like it's this amazing thing, and you don't need it. You don't need your period to be healthy and all this stuff. And maybe you don't need your period to like feel okay, but you don't ever want to lose your period for an extended period of time, like on purpose, because you don't know if you're going to get it back. So I hate that women are spreading the message that not having your period is like totally normal and okay, and everyone should do it if they don't want it. You know?
It is common, which is why it's so scary, because people confuse common with normal. It is common, and that is why it's so scary that it's so widespread. And I mean, at the rate we're going in terms of like infertility, I forget the statistic, but it was like by like 2050, no one will be able to have kids. Like we will die out if we don't make a change.
I believe that, and I totally have a theory on that as well, that may be kind of conspiracy theory-ish.
What is it?
But so if you've heard of anything, so I really genuinely believe that our government is trying to sterilize us as much as possible, and they don't want us to reproduce. They only want like God, that sounds so weird, but they only want the like more elitist type people, the healthy people, the people that are strong and are going to survive to reproduce. And so they are putting all these chemicals out there. If you've ever looked up or Googled chemtrails, they are real. They're a real thing. There are planes that spray across the sky, and if you ever see like X's in the sky and like drawings in the sky, I'm sure we've all seen it. If you just look up, these are chemicals that are sprayed by planes, and nobody really knows what's in them. But recently, there's been a couple pilots that have like come out and told us what's in these chemtrails, and they're basically just a whole bunch of heavy metals and aluminum, and they're also putting like viruses and crazy stuff in these chemtrails into our atmosphere so that people are breathing them, and they're trying to introduce chemicals into our life as much as possible to slowly sterilize us. And that's why our food is so nutrient deficient, and that's why there's a theory that's why like poor people, they put them on food stamps and they give them like the worst food possible because they want to keep them poor and infertile, so they cannot reproduce. There's all these theories out there. I live on YouTube a little too much, to be honest, but if you look at it, that's kind of what's happening. Like there's so much chemicals. Our food is not what it used to be, and the government doesn't really seem to be helping us out in that aspect. So interesting theories.
It's interesting, but also brings it back to the point, like certain people shouldn't be reproducing, and this is survival of the fittest. But the thing is,
with that.
nature is supposed to be deciding who is, quote, fit enough to survive and reproduce. That's supposed to be nature. Like this is how we make sure that we are the best species, right? That's how we evolve in the best way possible. But we have messed everything up so that instead of nature choosing, like it's man-made chemicals, so people who should be fit are dying out. People who shouldn't be fit, who shouldn't be reproducing are, and it's messing us up. And I want to be fit. I want to survive.
Same. I want
my period back. I refuse to believe nature would not choose me. I'm smart. I swear.
But I actually believe you 100%. At this point, it's not in nature's hands. Like a lot of this, it's all man-made. It's a construct. And I personally believe a lot of it is planned by elitist type people. But that's for another day.
We should start a series, reproductive conspiracy theories.
Oh my God, you guys, I have so many conspiracy theories. If you ever want to hear more, let me know. Okay.
Side note. Okay, I don't think we have time for the next question.
No, we don't. We'll have to do period part 2.
Yeah, we can do that next time.
Yeah, it's a really good question, but I'm glad that we got through all of this. It's great. You guys, I hope you like it. Remember all of our cool announcements in the very beginning about our retreat, about our sponsors. For real, you guys, go sign up for that retreat. You're going to love it. I'm so excited to meet every single one of you. And for our standing giveaway for this month of June, it's going to be Barukas, those amazing nut seed whatevers. So all you have to do is leave a rating and review on iTunes. I'm thinking about posting like on my Instagram how to do that on my Instagram stories when this episode comes out, because I realize that people don't know how to do that still. So if you don't know how to do that, I want to like post a tutorial. So yeah, maybe I'll do that on the Straight Up Paleo Instagram account on Thursday when this comes out. So do that. And one more thing I wanted to remind you about. If you're listening to this right now and you're in Dallas, Michelle Hoover and I from Unbound Wellness, she was our previous guest from the last episode. We're going to be doing an event together in Dallas at Brewed and Pressed this Sunday. I believe that's June 3rd. Yes, when this comes out, this Sunday, June 3rd at 8 p.m. at Brewed and Pressed in Uptown and downtown Dallas. It's completely free. The event in my link, it's sold out right now, but as far as my understanding, you can just come because it's free. So we would love to see you there. Message me if you have any questions. That's it.
Yay!
Exciting.
Okay. We will talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Bye.